So let's tap into the last two features of phase one. You just brought up analytics. So there's more advanced analytics. A big thing was, hey, the analytics ClickFunnels is showing me doesn't match what Facebook Business Manager ad analytics are showing me. It doesn't match what Google Analytics is showing me. Now, I don't know 100% that they're going to match moving forward. That's not the point. Just the point is there's a lot more advanced analytics. There's what they're calling real-time analytics. So say you're doing a launch, you can now in real time see how many people are on your funnel. You can now track analytics of your total split tests at once. It's just an easier ease of use and visibility of the total data that it's tracking. And from their standpoint, it's supposed to be a lot more accurate based on them bringing different metrics in the way of identifying the metrics together under their platform. So I think just being able to rely on the consistency and the accuracy of the analytics, and then having some of these real-time analytics in a dashboard with a better user experience and user interface is definitely a critical part of the updated phase one.
I think analytics alone, like I've seen analytics platforms that are like $500 alone just for analytics.
Right.
So if they could hit on good analytics and people to be able to figure it out and use it and make use of it and so on, that's probably going to be the most powerful thing. I think if that's all they did was build a really good analytics platform, I think that alone they could have charged $500 a month to be able to access the analytics, these advanced analytics.
Totally. I mean, you have a lot of people using Wicked reports. You have a lot of people using Tableaus, like the visual representation, illustration of the aggregation of multiple data points to be able to present it at a executive summary, easier way to understand. And really that, if you look at who's the other fastest growing SaaS company in the world in the last 2 years, it's Hyros, right? Alex Becker's company. He's pretty much taken it from like zero to, I believe it's already probably around like a 9-figure valuation. And that's the ability to aggregate multiple data points and have more accurate tracking upon your analytics if you're running Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, etc. And now he's focusing on more of the ad tracking of local businesses and like high ticket phone calls, because those conversions are happening offline, right? So bringing that in, because I think industry wide, like a lot of people are using that as a lot of agencies that I talk to and work with, they're using that as the ability to have more accurate reporting. And that's a couple grand a year minimum if you want to use that. I don't know if this real-time analytics is going to replace that, because that brings in the different ad managers of the different platforms and that different service side tracking of like the offline metrics. And this, I'm sure, is just more trying to encapsulate the more accurate analytics of ClickFunnels. But I have to imagine that they would be also trying to validate their analytics against the different places you're running ads. So if Facebook's saying you have this many conversions and ClickFunnels is saying you have a different number of opt-ins and a different number of revenue, right? It's which one do I trust? So I know that was a huge point of emphasis for them, is to not only make it more accurate, but make it more the ability to validate the accuracy of the analytics and to be able to show the real-time analytics, because a lot of people are using the funnels for launch. Actually, the biggest need in the marketplace, and I think a lot of people would validate this in the last couple of years, was the ability to have accuracy in your analytics, because all of these different platforms, dashboards you were on were giving you different data. So it was more, okay, do I trust Facebook? Do I trust Google? Do I trust ClickFunnels? Do I trust whatever analytics software I'm on? Do I trust Shopify? And they were all different. So the mission, I believe, as I understand it, was to have a validation of the accuracy of the analytics, that it is accurate and that they can all speak to each other to improve the accuracy. And there's a lot more technical aspects of it that make them, the validation is accurate, right? But I know analytics is obviously a huge, if you don't know your numbers, how do you make the right business decision, right? And that's one of the most important things. If you don't know your numbers, you don't really have a business. So, Dan Kennedy always said he or she who can spend the most money to acquire a customer wins. Well, if you don't actually know how much it costs you to spend to acquire a customer, you don't know how much a customer is worth to you after 6, 12 months or after 3 to 5 years, how do you market to that? And amateurs focus on the front end, experts focus on the back end. So if you want to be an expert, you really need to know your numbers on the front end and the back end so that you can monetize for the back end in your business. So analytics is really at the key of doing that accurately.